Well, here is the question that everybody should be asking: is who is the blue? Is it a goose? What is it? What did he say? A
Blue
blue
goose.
what?
Yeah, blue goose.
Where does he come up with these sayings?
I think he just makes them up.
No, it's actually a Ethiopian bird
Who's
that
this?
is Dave Gettleman. Dave Gettleman came up with a saying is like I'll pick a blue goose,
Oh
which
yeah,
means like it's a rare bird.
Mm.
But who is the blue goose is the question.
I don't know. With Minnesota and
Well,
Cleveland
we'll
trying
find
to get,
out in 5 minutes.
yeah, they're trying to get they got 5 picks. They're trying to get into one of these spots. I wonder who's gonna give up. Is it gonna be Carolina or is it gonna be New England, who is notorious for doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta do something. Hold on, guys. Good Lord, I am so slacking here. So slacking. Kenny is gonna get pissed at me. Yep. All right, you guys got to come on. I mean, look, the Panthers on the clock. I mean, this is what you've been waiting for all night long.
Well, his draft hadn't really been going, like we might have thought.
No, not at all.
No, well, no, it's not supposed to. Oh, okay. Look, we're not picking a receiver.
Right, I don't think we are either. I think we're going defensive back or trading back.
Or offensive lineman. Who's out there?
It's in already.
Joe, after all.
What? The pick's in already?
Already.
Hey, no, see, Gettleman did that on purpose, dude.
It's going to be Quanjo?
Oh, my God.
No!
What the hell did I say a few minutes ago? That name just kept popping up and popping up.
Oh, my God! No!
I don't believe it.
What's wrong with Kelvin Benjamin?
We drafted.
He's a big guy. That's what we need. We need somebody that's 6'5" or something. He's the same. Look, this is good.
I'm scared he's going to beat Dwayne Jarrett 2.0.
I mean, he may be. You read about that.
That's what I'm scared of.
No, look, he's going to be fine, but
they're comparing him. They're comparing. Look how big this dude is. They're comparing him to Brandon Marshall. Come on, man. I like this guy.
Right, he's not as fast as Brandon Marshall.
Well, the guy he reminds me of is Alshon Jeffrey, sort of.
Yeah, but they need a big guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they needed a big dude. Like all
That's
the
what
receivers that
everybody's
Carolina has ever had been small guys. I like it, man. It's all right.
Oh, my God.
It's a good pick, man. It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
It's a terrible pick.
I'm just surprised they didn't go offensive line.
I think he's a little boomer bust. A little bit boomer bust.
Yeah, totally boomer bust.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he's just going to be he's just going to be consistent, and that's fine, except for that's not what a number one needs to be. A number one needs to be.
Look, you're still missing the point, man. We just putting 2014 ain't the Panther shining moment. 2015 is, okay?
All right. Well, my concern is, who if he's not going to be the number one, then who is?
I'm thinking it's going to be Jason Avant. Taekwondo.
Oh my gosh.
No, I can't see that. Jason Avant's not that kind of player.
Well, hey, at least this guy's going to be a good run blocker for the running game.
Well, he better be, as big as he is.
And I mean, really, though, who did we have last year that was able to go over the middle and get those catches without getting picked off, man? How Cameron threw those high balls.
Smith.
I don't know. I like this pick, man.
I'd like this pick a lot better if Steve Smith was still on the team.
Well, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
I would. Honestly, I'd like it a lot better.
I don't know what it was. I was just sitting there when I said, that name kept popping up and then going away, and it kept popping up again. I just had a nagging feeling, but that Roby guy, I think his off-field stuff scared him away too much.
Well, this is what I got to say about this.
It says here, praying Kelvin Benjamin is a bust. I need him to be a bust.
Who said that?
Someone named Jordan Dimch. I'm just looking at Twitter. It's,
Well, is he a
Thanks,
Panthers
man.
fan? We can't. I mean, I'm
no,
not praying for
he's
him
an
to
Eagles
bust.
fan. He's an Eagles fan.
Okay. Well, man, what does he got? Why does he even care?
And this guy, Bill Enright, says, "Why in the world would Panthers take Benjamin over Lee?" Sitting here shocked.
I can't wait
No,
to
why
hear
would?
what.
Because we play Philly this year. That's why.
Yeah.
Why do you take Benjamin over Allen Robinson?
Because you have
Why?
Allen Robinson in the second round.
Yeah, but you got. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm on record as look. It's not that I dislike him as a person. I just don't like him being our #1 draft pick.
Well, I just looked and just saw that he only got 1 year of production. Like he's
Yeah.
only had 1 year.
I guess
That
he's a
kind of
redshirt
scares me a little bit. But they do got all this talent, though, man. I don't know, man. I like it. But Ken, I think this is where you see New England try to do that trade with Minnesota right here. I think this is where Bridgewater gets picked. If New England does the deal, we'll see.
I really do. I'm speechless.
I feel good about it. We just have to see how this dude works out, but I don't know.
If there's any draft to move back in, this is the one.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too.
This is not best player available.
Oh well, never mind.
I'm sorry.
The Patriots decided not to do the trade. Wow.
All right. So let's really seriously talk about this Carolina Panthers pick. And the very fact is that the big debate has been at the very forefront. First of all, look, we can't be exhausted at this point. We got to catch our second win.
Yeah.
Second, here we go. All right, so the #1 discussion among Panther Nation has been simply this, is do you address best player available or do you address need? And I don't think that this is best player available. Joe, do you feel that this is best player available on the board? Do you think he is even the top receiver on the board?
No, I don't think this is best player available. I feel this is a pick out of need versus best player. I don't think he's a top receiver on the board. If you were going to go receiver, there are other options I would have rather taken. I understand why they picked this guy. I think they're hoping that with his size, it will help Cam with his accuracy because it's going to be hard to throw.
Well, that's not the right way to handle a quarterback in his accuracy. Improve his accuracy by why don't you take all the defense off the field? That would help his accuracy
Well, as a
too.
general manager, though, you have to address your team's strength and your team's weaknesses. One of the weaknesses is that Cam's passes are high, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the guys that we had last year, they were having a hard time. They were getting overthrown a lot. I think he understands that this dude is a little green. I don't think he can come into next season and just be a complete impact. He may. You never know. If they use him the right way, like I said, that over the middle, intermediate stuff, have Underwood scaring the defenses to back up a little bit, give them some space. It could work, man. It could.
Yeah, look, all right. And
I think you both had great points there.
Okay, Ken, get in there and tell us what you think about this pick.
Well,
before you fall asleep in that chair.
I think he had a great point about Cam's passes being high. A guy like Benjamin can go up and get them, whereas some of the other guys couldn't. And then Joey said he's not the best player available, and I believe that's true too. I think either guard Suafilo out of UCLA or Gabe Jackson would have been a guard pick, but we've ostensibly got that spot covered, so you're kind of pigeonholed into going to a guy that you like at a position of need that kind of fits your scheme. There's a lot of qualifiers that I don't like. There's too many of them.
Yeah.
So I'm torn.
Look,
Anthony, you need to calm down, okay? You need to chill out.
Tony,
I can't.
You wanted Roby.
I did want Bradley Roby, and you just passed on a guy that
that's
Bradley Roby. Oh my God! Look, James Dater said this. James Dater just tweeted, "I'm extremely excited about this pick. This is a vote of confidence in Ricky Prohl as much as Kelvin Benjamin." What does that mean, Joey?
I mean, Ricky Prohl must have liked him.
That means
They must think that Ricky Prohl can coach him into
that's what I
being
was going to say.
Yeah,
a very
absolutely. 'Cause,
good receiver.
I mean, that's definitely going to be something that needs to be done. I mean, this dude definitely needs some coaching and everything. And I don't think we're going to see him make a big splash early. I think they're going to work him in. He'll start kind of getting worked in the early part of the season by week 6 or week 7. You know, we'll see if he can compete. You know, with maybe he'll be competing with Cotchery, maybe. You know.
He better look. You're trying to tell me that we just picked a first-round receiver in the deepest receiver draft, and my man ain't gonna be the number. It ain't gonna really be a factor in week 1. Dave Gettleman just said that your first 3 picks should be on the field.
Yeah, he did say that.
I
But
mean,
no,
this is.
I think
Look, he's going to be on the field, and I'm not trying to say. And look, everybody's going to take this out of context.
You'd be a gunner.
I dislike him, and I think he's a bust.
Wow.
I think he's a second-round guy. I don't think he is the top receiver, and I think that is.
I haven't looked at the stats, but I believe he's probably one of the biggest receivers that are left. And I think that was the main thing. Whichever receiver that we was going to take first had to be a big guy. You know.
Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson over him.
What's his height? Is he 6'5", 240?
Yeah. He's 6'3", 220, and he jumped 42-inch vertical, I think.
No, it was like 38.5, but still, I mean, a couple inches. He has a huge vertical, yeah.
All right, listen, and looking at this, as quick as that pick came in, Gettleman had that guy from the get-go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of tells me that he likes the guy saying, you know, hey, go. You know?
Right.
It's our turn. Go. You might trip.
We know who we're taking.
Go.
I think by week 7, Tony, you're going to be singing a different tune about this guy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to refer to this come week 7.
Okay, look. Here's the thing, and that's fine. You can come back and say this: is that if my man has 10 touchdowns in week 7,
right.
How about this? If he has 6 touchdowns in week 7, then we're taking. But see, here's the thing, and let me just make this point really clearly: is that he will score touchdowns.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is that how can you not when you're that tall and that big? When you get to the red zone, what I'm talking about is this: is he going to be a guy that is very difficult to cover from the 40 to the 40, or you know what I'm saying, or from the 50 to the 20? Sure, every time we get the ball on the 5-yard line, if Cam isn't throwing the corner fade to Benjamin, I will be pissed, especially since we put a 28 pick on this dude.
Right now, think about this: if they use the other guys properly, you know, they're using Underwood the way they build him when they brought him in to be the guy that stretches the field, and and they're using Avant underneath and things like that, and they're still using Stewart and Williams and Tolbert. I think this guy can. I don't know what his after the catch performance is. I don't know if he can break tackles and push people over. I don't know what that's like. We'll have to see. But I don't know. Like I said, I like it. I like the pick. I think I can see what Gettleman is. I can see what he fell in love with. I don't know.
Man, I just don't. I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming at all. And you know what? See, I'm starting to think this, and I'm about to tweet this out right now. I'm starting to think that Gettleman does this on purpose. Like, he tries to prove to everybody that he knows something special or something ridiculous. Like, he's a rebel. He is a rebel. And he refuses to be... I mean, I would have preferred Morgan Moses here.
They're talking about...
I think he's a right tackle, though.
To San Francisco... But I think they got to address this Alden Smith situation because they're not going to have him. I don't know.
Right.
And then they just brought your boy's name up, Roby. You said, we'll see. Can you imagine your boy going to San Francisco, man?
Roby would make sense because of Aqib Talib.
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me that if Roby goes to San Francisco,
Come to the Hammer Lee, man.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who is up now?
San Francisco.
They're up. All right.
Marquise Lee, what do you think?
Please, that's fine. I'm not really sold on him. I mean, I'm okay with Benjamin over Marquise Lee. I just feel like,
USC guy.
fine, take him. Oh my gosh. How are you guys not distraught?
Because I think all the power plays gonna get made in round two, man. I mean, this was just, you know, they
One
like look at
guy.
the pace of this first round, man. It's just been weird the whole time. It ain't really
I
been no
cannot
big
wait
splash.
This
to
is just
hear.
really, yeah, this has been a strange first round.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear Charlotte talk radio in the morning.
I'm going to try to get Nathan Conley on right now to talk about this.
See, who saw that coming? I mean,
Nobody.
Wow,
Who'd they go?
Ward.
I don't
Jimmy
even know who that
Ward.
is.
Illinois.
Wow,
I don't know who that is.
wow, 5'10", safety. Whoa, they gonna get taken advantage of.
Oh, wow.
Don't know if I like that.
What is, Big Q, what are you seeing about overall with the fan reaction?
From what the Carolina Panthers pick? Well,
Yeah.
yeah, most of the people that I'm looking at Twitter, most of the people are kind of echoing your sentiments. A lot of people are they kind of in disbelief. You know, but it's draft day, man. You're not gonna understand it. Just like, you know, when the Steve Smith situation and it caught everybody by surprise and everybody thought, you know, Gettleman was a lunatic. This dude got a plan, man. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
How do you say that though? Like, where is the plan? And
Look,
on
I'm
top of
basing
that
this.
is that we've had such a small sample group.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
I'm basing this
Cylon's
on.
had a plan too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just basing on this man's performance in places like New York, and you know, and how aggressive he was in this off season, with clearing his cap room, and something is going on, and he don't want to put all his cards on the table right now. And like I said, I don't think 2014 is going to be Carolina's shining moment, but I do think he's going to satisfy the fans by making sure that the team that he puts out on the field this year is going to be as close or, you know, to what we did last year. Think about what happened in in this offseason. You know, we replaced the wide receiver core with the same wide receiver core. You know what I mean? The defense
Yeah.
is still pretty much the same.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Gotten
You
taller and younger.
Yeah, it's
Well,
gonna be okay, man.
here's the thing, and to give, I guess if I cannot be, because Big Q always thinks that I go overboard on my hatred for people.
You're
No.
reactionary, man. You like to, you snap just like that.
Here's my thing, is that simply put, is that some dude just said to this on Twitter to me, he said, now you're just trolling.
He said it to you?
Yeah, dude, I truly believe this, man. So you're not trolling if you truly believe it. And I like Benjamin just in the second round. And I just feel like we could have gone some other guys that would have been more dynamic. That's all I'm saying,
I
more
believe you've been
dynamic.
caught up in the last 3 years. Really, I believe it. Because you know what? And I believe this is, I think about the
You
last
believe I've
few
been
picks.
caught up in the last 3 years? Is that
Think about it, right? You know, Latulele, Kuechly, Newton. Come on, man. You know, and then this guy Benjamin shows up, and you're like, wow, that don't even compare. That don't even move me the same way. You know what I mean? And I think you've been caught up with that, man.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Bradley Roby would have been that. Look at this. Brian Strickland from Panthers says, from Panthers.com, says Benjamin says he considers himself a physical receiver and a game changer.
Of
So
course he's going to say that.
He considers himself that. Wow.
yeah,
I'm sure he has a very high opinion of himself.
Absolutely.
you're right.
Yeah,
Is that
everybody knows
he
there
is
is no
tall?
such thing as an overconfident wide receiver.
I think there's a lot to be said from what Joey was saying, and that with the 31st pick, the Broncos take Bradley Roby. Is that right? No, that's
No.
No,
that
they haven't
says
picked yet.
NFL injury news. Okay, that's Twitter.
Yeah. But that's what people are saying. That's what Rappaport and them are saying. That the Broncos pick is already in, and the Vikes. They watch for the Vikes to try to move here. Bradley Roby had a fantastic sophomore year. Was really uneven as a junior, but very physically gifted, hard hitting and quick. Albert Breer. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, the man ran a 4.26 in practice, dude. And a 4.36 in the combine. Gosh.
Darius Haywood Bay ran a 4.3 flat.
True. Ted Ginn. But hey, here, to be fair, I'm not just overwhelmed by numbers, because Big Q knows who do I hate most.
What, the new ones? Drew Brees?
No, it's on the Panthers last year.
Oh,
it was Ted Stonehankins. Big Q always said I gave him too hard of a time, this and that.
But you know what he did? He parlayed that. You know, he shined a little bit. He drew the attention of other people, and it worked out for him. You know.
Good for him. Yeah. He still can't catch a deep ball to save his life.
And think about his replacement, right? Who would you have rather had last year?
Him or the Underwood kid or whatever his name.
Yeah,
Underwood.
Whether it was Underwood or Avant, whichever one replaced him.
You're right. I mean, is that in the same time? I think this is why I kind of.
Broncos and Ruby.
Did they get him?
Yeah.
When I dump on these guys, Big Q, when I dump on these guys, it's because I think they look like they have the ability to be more.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Is that, you know what I'm saying? Is that, like, I think Ted Ginn could have been more.
Whoever is doubting John Elway when he said that they failed last year and they coming back to finish the job this year, they crazy. Denver is on some steroids right now. They are ready to do it.
Gosh, that's a great pick by Denver. They already made some great additions.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, they're really going to be a contender.
Well, all right, Justin Jones just tweeted, Kelvin Benjamin on Pro. He's been teaching me how to get off the ball, be more physical, and go get the ball. Now, all right, so already Ricky Pro has been coaching a guy that wasn't on the team.
It happens all the time.
Oh, okay. All right, so tell me this. When was Ricky Pro ever a physical receiver?
He was never a physical receiver. He was a finesse receiver.
But he had to be physical to get off the line.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean he doesn't know how to.
Right, and that's it. You're only talking about being physical for a moment. When it came to actually running routes, he was a finesse player off the ball. But when he was on the ball, on the line of scrimmage, he had to be physical.
Yeah.
Listen to this. All right, and this is coming from a guy that is very close to home, who I have had I don't really like his personality, but he is an amazing football guy. His name is Steve Logan. He used to be the ECU coach for the ECU Pirates. He is a quarterback type coach. He coached Joey, help me out. He coached Jeff Blake and David Garrard from a small tier school and got these guys into NFL shape. He went and coached in NFL Europe. He also then became a quarterbacks coach in Tampa Bay. He coached I believe he coached Matt Ryan in Boston College as well. And this is what he has to say about Kelvin Benjamin. Panthers just drafted a huge raw talent. Patience will be at a premium for all involved, the coaches, the player, management, ownership, and fans. Yeah. What do you guys think about that statement? Huge raw talent with a need for lots of patience.
I think he's right on the money. Yeah. Two things on that. Number one, it often takes a year or two at least for a rookie wide receiver to really hit his stride. They usually don't hit their stride until like the third year. Guys like Keenan Allen last year, the exception rather than the rule. Right. And also, you got to realize that he was only in school for 2 years. Yeah. As a redshirt sophomore, So he's young, he's raw. Just like he said, it's going to take a little time for him to acclimate to the NFL. He's probably not going to help us a whole lot next year.
No.
But given what we had, it's not like he's a huge fall off.
Right.
So,
Joey,
Joey,
jump in there. Tell me what you think about that.
I like the fact. I like his size, and I think he can. He does have potential. He'll never be a burner. Okay, we know that. He's never going to take the top off of defense, but he's going to be able to out-jump everybody on the field.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we do have that. And I think it's it. Patience. I think that's it. We just got to be patient. Don't expect him to come in next year and make a huge impact. Hopefully, he'll be able to make a little bit of a difference, but he won't necessarily make a huge impact.
All right. And Big Q, you tell me.
This is what I say. You relish this moment in time. Relish this moment in time. Because what Dave Gettleman is doing is putting a brand new face on the Carolina Panthers, right? This is just the beginning. This one big guy. If we're going to go with Cam Newton, if Cam Newton is going to be our guy that's going to take us to our first Lombardi, we got to help him out. He has to have bigger guys. These little guys ain't going to get the job done. You're going to see a big guy this year. If he happens to work out, we'll see another one next year. Maybe later on in the draft, we'll probably see another big guy. This is the direction we're going in. You know what I mean? And, you guys may not like it, but I think this is the best move. I do.
Guys, looks like they traded back. Looks like Seattle traded back. Minnesota's on the clock.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Seattle traded back and made a great choice. All right. Aaron, thanks for joining us back. You're back. Did you already write it up?
I wrote it up. It's up there.
Okay. All right.
Let's hear what you have to say, Aaron. We're all ears.
Wait. Before we ask him his general opinion, I want to pose the same exact question I posed to all three of you. And I don't know if you're familiar with this individual, Aaron. His name is Steve Logan. He was a former coach of the East Carolina Pirates. He was a quarterbacks coach for Tampa Bay. He coached in NFL Europe. He also, here's the thing that this guy did, is he has a real gruffy personality, but he helped some guys like David Garrard and Jeff Blake get into the NFL from a middle-tier school and be productive. So this guy kind of knows some football, and this is what he tweeted about this pick. He said this: Panthers just drafted a huge raw talent, all caps and raw talent. Patience will be at a premium for all involved. The coaches, the player, management, ownership, fans. How, factoring in that statement, what do you think about this pick, and what do you think about that statement, Aaron?
Well, I'm familiar with Coach Logan, and I do trust his opinion. But I got to say that I'm very surprised. I really thought, especially after the rumors of Benjamin blowing off a workout with the NFL coach during the pre-draft process, that his stock really dropped. So I hope that is not true. But I got to say, I also trust Ricky Kroll, and I trust David Gettleman's eye, because he had a lot of other options there, right? He had Marquise Lee, he had Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
He could have gone a lot of different directions. So this was not. I mean, this was something that was thought out and planned. And yeah. So I mean, there were a lot of ways we could have gone with this, right? You had Wanjo, you had Bradley Roby, who was not expected to still be there. You got to think we had some trade down options. So you got to think that we know what we're doing. And like man was saying there just before, it sounds like we got a roadmap and a plan. And the guy is 6'5", 240. Exactly. So you put him up against a 6-foot cornerback, he's going to make plays. Yeah. So I got to give our GM the benefit of the doubt. And hey, he's family now, so we can complain if we want. But hey, I want you to love him. But right. I gave us a C- for doing it on the website. So.
C-.
Oh wow, a C-. All right, Big Q, get in there and respond to Aaron on this. Is that he says he's family, but he graded him at a C-.
Well, yeah, you know what? I think it's fair. Like, this is really his.
Oh, but I'm all crazy, and he's fair.
He's fair. I'm not gonna say, oh my God, Dave Gettleman is absolutely coming in and crushing it. No, he is going about this it ain't the favorite in fans' eyes. We've been upset ever since the off season. Every decision that this guy has made has rubbed us the wrong way, and then we realized later that it was the right decision, right?
That's a great point.
And I
Wait,
think
whoa, 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 hold up. But when did we realize that any of this has been the right decision yet?
you haven't came to this conclusion? You thought, trying to pay Ginn and LaFell and Hickson.
No. I'm fine with that. There's one decision I have not necessarily deemed a good decision.
I know which one you're talking about.
And that is simply the Steve Smith one.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad one, but I don't necessarily go this.
No,
he made a good decision.
I don't agree with that one either. Now, that one I don't, and that's why I said it's fair. I'm not going to give him, anything higher than a C because the Steve Smith thing made absolutely no sense. It just didn't. Right?
Zero.
Right. So we can't forgive him for that. We can't forgive him for that. That brings us this grade down, right? But at the same time, that everything he's done, except that, has been acceptable in my eyes. I think, it's a shocker to us as fans because we're so used to a general manager giving us what we want, immediately, and then of course we pay for it later with a 4 and 12 season or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
All right. I got some stuff to say about that, but I'm gonna let everybody else comment first.
Okay.
All right, you not ready? I'm ready. All right. Here's what I gotta say about that.
I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
No, Aaron. I was gonna say, Aaron. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was more talking back to the TV when I heard it was Bridgewater. I didn't mean.
Where did Bridgewater go? He went to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I'm cheering for that dude.
Rounds 2 and 3 start tomorrow night, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Here's
get a
what
lot
I
more
gotta say.
information tomorrow.
All right, this is what I gotta say to your point, Big Q, on that. And before I'm ready to throw Marty Herney under the bus.
Right.
Marty Herney was not good at two things: mid-round picks and contracts. But he was phenomenal at first-round picks. He zeroed in. He could pick a first-round pick out. Look. That man knew linebacker talent. He picked Luke Kuechly.
I gotta
Thomas Davis.
I gotta stop you.
He picked. Now, tell me one first-round pick. What's the first-round pick that was the bust?
I'm not disagreeing with the picks that he made, but he was always picking in the top 10 of the draft every single year. When was the last time he had a chance to pick at number 28? And tell me how much harder his job would have been.
Chris Campbell, right?
That's the Super Bowl.
Chris Campbell, D'Angelo Williams.
Right.
Yeah. No, right here.
Jonathan Stewart.
28.
When did Jonathan Stewart go?
Like 13.
See, this is
saying. The point is he was always picking in the high rounds, always. He wasn't faced with a number 28 pick or number 29 pick. You know what I mean? I'm just saying he wasn't. That's tough. It really is, man.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll grant you that. Like at 13, it's easier to spy a guy that's a guarantee.
Absolutely.
Right. Certainly. But here's the thing. I'm not disputing that Benjamin is not going to be a good football player. He's going to be better than Brandon LaFell. Sure. He's going to be a threat. He's a big body guy that is going to catch touchdowns. I mean, you can't stop. You can't teach size. Right? But here's the thing, is that to say Marty Herney, Marty Herney's problem, though, wasn't spying talent in the first round. It was trying to find a guy that could play up more than people thought he was. And so that this is, to me, what Gettleman is trying to do is prove to everybody that he is smarter than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to piece together a defense with one-year guys. He wants to bring in Kason. He wants to bring in these dudes. And he simply is he on an ego trip? Let me give you this question. Is Dave Gettleman on an ego trip?
I can't say he is. I think he's actually doing what's best for the team. I think he has the team's best interest in mind. I really believe that, to a certain extent. Okay. I think that maybe the little Steve Smith thing was just something that can put a feather in his cap. I think that, that maybe that was an ego thing right there,
Right.
I think he's either got a massive ego or he's playing master level chess, and we're not going to know for maybe 2 years from now.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's more the chess thing. I've written more than just a couple articles on him over over his tenure, and recently I just had said that he seems to have this was right after the whole Steve Smith thing. Is he doesn't just look at a game or a season. He tends to look at multiple seasons out. What's best in the long term of the team, and I have to assume that this pick is part of that vision. And just because we can't see it doesn't mean that he doesn't have a big picture in mind, and that this guy doesn't fit right in where he wants. Big Q, like you said, Cam throws high sometimes. This is a guy who's capable of making those catches. I mean, that's a really good example of why this guy could be a great fit for the personnel and the scheme.
You guys see the Panther player reactions on Twitter?
I saw Thomas Davis liked it.
Yeah, he said, I like it. And then Captain Munderland chimed in and said, yeah, but he's got to face me. And then,
be quiet, Captain Munderland. Of course, you're the one.
Holly Cole responded and said, hey, Cap, the dude's 6'5".
Right.
Yeah, you're the one dude that can't stop him in the whole NFL.
Right.
Okay,
It's
so
all doesn't trash talk. That's all.
Yeah.
all right. My question though, and look, Joey's been kind of quiet. Either Joey is exhausted by all this, or he's scared to take a stand.
Oh no,
Are you such a homer that you're afraid to love it or hate it?
No, I'm gonna love it because he's on the team now, so I'm behind him 100%. It's not the pick I would have made, but then again, that's why I'm not the GM.
Right.
That's not true. You're just not the GM because you didn't have the right circumstances to be a
true.
GM.
That's very true. No, I like I said, I wouldn't have made that pick, but I believe in what Gettleman has. I believe if Gettleman picked him, Ricky Prohl must have convinced Gettleman that he can be what they need him to be.
Mm-hmm. See, Anthony, I think you're looking for impact right away. I told you, I think the last 3 drafts have spoiled you, man. I really believe that. You're looking for immediate impact. And this one, I mean, we got the impact players. We got the little Keekleys and the Stars and the Cams. We got that, man. That's in play. Now we need some role players. We need some people to help these other guys out,
Okay, let me and just to counter that here's the thing is I think he is an impact player in the fact that he will catch touchdowns. Mm-hmm. He will catch them. Mm-hmm. So I do think he is an impact player because we were weak when we got to the red zone. Absolutely. And we couldn't throw the ball up. But my idea is this: is he the only guy that could have been? Is he only an impact player there?
In the red zone?
Yeah, I mean, of course. Look, if that dude,
you still got Williams, you still got Cam.
If he is not an impact player in the end zone, dude, then this is a terrible pick.
Yeah.
That's the one place my man is supposed to be at home.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's his home right there. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm talking about is he really a guy? Is he going to demand a top corner?
You never know. I think he will be tested in the beginning. They're going to test him, and we'll find out. By week 8, we'll know. We'll know. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
okay.
if we can pass that test, we'll see.
All right, Joe, I want you to lead the conversation for a minute because I need a breath.
All right.
And I'm going to get a beer while you guys, I'm going to calm down.
Well, we know who the Panthers have drafted with their first pick. So what's the next position that needs to be addressed? Aaron, I'll start with you. Where do you think they go in round 2 with pick 60?
Well, the gut reaction would be you got to go offensive line, right? Or you tackle. I would love Billy Turner out of North Dakota State. Great. I think I would be tickled. But I think Gettleman's going to go best player available, and there's no telling, right? I mean, it could be a cornerback if that Bouchard out of Clemson's there. You got to think he'd be in play. Hey, man, he might double down though. You never know. What if Cody Latimer's there at 6? Double up on big wide receivers. So we could go a number of different ways. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we doubled down last year.
We did.
Starring K1, so it's not like he hadn't set a precedent.
Right, and I don't believe the Benjamin pick was the D pick. I think it was just, hey, look, we were going. I think offensive lineman was the number one choice, but this guy just happened to be there. One of our wide receivers coaches happened to be the guy who was in love with this dude. He was there. He was available. Pull the trigger, Gettleman, and he begged him to do it, and he done it. So, yeah, you're right. I think the offense, we'll go back to the original plan. So, in round two, we'll go and try to restructure that offensive line, So, unless something else happens, and somebody happens to fall in that lap, you never know. So.
Right. I'd like us to go offensive line in round two, and if for whatever reason we don't go offensive line, I think we need to look defensive back.
Yeah.
What if Allen Robinson's there?
Right.
That would make it really interesting.
Well, I mean, that would be tough to pass up him at pick 60 if he's there.
Yeah.
That certainly would be tough. I really like him. But we do have the issue of 6'5" and 6'5" receivers in Tampa.
Yeah.
And then Brandon Cooks
now
in New Orleans. So we've had some serious talent.
Here to here, man.
Okay.
Yeah, Desir could be there at 60. I mean, if he's there, I'm not opposed to that at all. It's just a question of will he be there?
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. But if he's there, I think that's a good choice for us.
Well, was that Stanley Jean-Baptiste from Nebraska? He's like
or him, yeah.
Clone.
He's a big boy too. Yeah.
So I mean, there's still talent out there. We're still players out there to be had. We just got to.
I'm telling you, I think he's in draft shock. I think Tony's in draft shock. I think I'm telling you, by mid-season, he's gonna forget about this whole thing. He's like, and I'm gonna be the one to bring it up. Of course, I'm gonna throw it in his face. Right?
I'll be waiting. I will be waiting, and it's okay. All right, so here's the thing: is you guys are already talking about corner in the second. Potentially drafted another receiver. What about all the needs on the offensive line?
Well, we talked about it.
I mean, all right. Just to say this is, I am not the only person that thinks that Nathan Connolly said this was a horrible pick, and he did apologize for not being able to come on the show. He said he's at a draft party, he can't separate, which is kind of cool. I told him we'd be tuning in, but look. At ITCO Pewter Guru, tough. That's a tough Twitter handle right there. He says this. He's a chess. I tweeted out what Aaron said. Is he an ego trip? I said ego trip. Aaron said chess master. He said chess player, not master. Maybe I said player. I don't know. No, I said a master chess player. He said he is better than any fan or media. Why do we give this guy so much credit already?
Because he took a team over that was $16 million over the cap.
That's right.
And made them 12-4.
Absolutely.
Did he coach a single down?
He didn't, but he put the personnel on the field. And to his, to Aaron's credit, did anybody besides Dave Gettleman knew what was going to happen in 2013? I mean, even me as a fan, this is what I said before the season. I said we'll probably be better than we were in 2012. Maybe 10 wins, maybe, maybe, and they rip off 12. I'm just saying, I don't think anybody expected that.
And after a 1-3 start.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes. Right. So we ain't that bad, man. I think he does a lot of shocking things. But it's because he's one of those guys. He's a northern dude. That's just the way they are. They just straight up, and that's the way they do it. They don't need to sugarcoat it or ease it in, and let's just do it. Like the offseason, he's like, look, I'm gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings when I do what I'm gonna do. And if you notice, he didn't come in the meeting and be like, okay, I'm sorry. He didn't apologize for nothing. He just done it and said, look, y'all deal with it. Y'all thank me later. And that's exactly how it's gonna play out. I'm telling you, when Carolina get their first Lombardi trophy, Dave Gettleman is going to be the general manager that got us there.
Mm-hmm. He's been doing this whole thing with one hand tied behind his back because of the salary cap.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, we've got over $20 million tied up in two unproductive players, Jace Stu and Charles Godfrey.
And 11 years ago, we had a bunch of people in a chat room. We were in chat rooms back then, complaining about us wasting a third-round pick on a little runt out of Utah. It was just not going to be a good wide receiver.
Right.
see how that turned out. So you got to give it a little bit of time before you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Wow.
Now remember Greg Hardy,
Yeah.
6th round pick.
Mhm.
Munnerlin
Yeah,
was
but Greg Hardy was also the number 1 recruited defensive end, and then he got injured, though.
Right.
I mean, it's not like just like you picked a guy out of nowhere. Is you did the old Aaron Ford strategy of trying to get a guy late that had a lot of potential to come back healthy. Here's the thing with Gettleman is that I think he's been smart on money.
Yeah.
He's been smart on money. He's made good personnel additions. I'm not disputing any of that. But the fact that, did he know we were going to go 12-4? No.
Mm.
Did he almost fire Ron Rivera in week 3? Yes. I mean, like, this was like, just because we went on an 8-0 run, that was insanely crazy and awesome. It was awesome. Like, I mean, I loved every moment of it. It's one of the reasons we have CarolinaCatChronicles.com is the fact that intensity was able to generate enough fan attention to even merit an additional fan site. I don't think that this is because he added Ted Ginn Jr.
Well, can I ask you?
And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he's bad,
Right.
but I don't know that he's a grand master yet.
I wouldn't say that, except for the fact that he does know what it's like to win a Super Bowl. I will put that out there. But let me
As a scout.
Whatever the case may be.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
But let me ask you this question, right? What other general manager can you think of in recent history that was able to come in knowing what the situation was, put together the best team he could with the resources that he had, and pull off what he pulled off? I don't think you're giving the man enough credit. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you, Big Q.
Right.
I mean, it's just everybody has donned him a genius already. And look, I'm not saying he doesn't know how to put together a roster, but we don't know necessarily that this was a sure pick. That's what it was. I think this is a safe pick.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
Let me ask you another question, though, right? When free agency hit, and Hickson and LaFell and Ginn, and they all went out there and tested it, and they got signed quickly, right?
Right.
First of all, you got to give Gettleman his props for bringing those dudes in and giving them a platform to show their talents like that, knowing that he was going to let
but
them.
He didn't have a choice. He didn't have any money, so he found the 5 dudes that would take $1 million.
The same thing last year.
Right. He knew they were going to leave. That's what I'm saying. He knew they were leaving. Right.
Yeah, you forget that Mike Mitchell pickup was something else, right?
Oh, I love that. That was my favorite one last year. I'm on record too for that last number.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll see how good he is in the end.
When he started bringing those guys in, when you start seeing the names that he was bringing in, now granted, these are not marquee guys, but these are guys who, they did their thing in the NFL, right? They're no slouches, right? And didn't it start making you feel better? Like, okay, maybe it's not so bad. We got Cotchery, and then the Avant signing.
No, I like the Cotchery pick. I think he handles free agency very well.
Oh yeah.
I do think that. And look, and I'm cool with the idea of him not being shaken very easily.
Absolutely.
And the idea of him getting nervous. I love that. I really do like that. Is that, like, you know what? Is that fine? I'll let all these dudes walk, and all the fans and the stupid ass radio people will be like going crazy, but it's not the end of the world. I do agree with all of that. And look, I mean, I've even calmed down from the Steve Smith thing. I've calmed down. I still don't necessarily think it was the best decision.
Oh no, absolutely not. No.
I just don't think that it was a team ender.
What if it was his way of letting us and the rest of the NFL know that he ain't playing around? What if it was a statement? That's
an ego trip, man. If you gotta make a statement, that's an ego trip.
What if he noticed on tape that he was slowing down and he wasn't the same guy? And
everybody noticed that.
Right.
Is it a bad move to let a guy go, dude?
Yeah.
I just don't think it saved us very much money. That's what I'm saying.
I think it was a power struggle as much as anything.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and I buy that.
I'm putting my mark on it. That's what he was doing.
Absolutely.
That's a little ego, though.
Well,
Well, I mean, tell me, is football a game of egos or not?
I never knew that the GM had to be such a superstar in the face of a franchise.
Well,
I never
He
knew
doesn't. He just has to make sure the players know their place.
absolutely, especially coming into the job, right? Knowing how the fans and the players and the rest of the NFL how they looked at Hurney and how they it was a little bit of disdain and disrespect thrown in Carolina's way. They thought we were chumps, and he had to prove that he wasn't, and he did. You know what I mean? That's all.
Now that what he did with Smitty, and everybody's like, "Ooh, okay,
yeah, absolutely.
don't mess with this man."
You respect Dave Gettleman, okay?
You know what happened to Charles Godfrey this week, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Charles Godfrey took a $4.5 million pay cut.
That's right. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's another question. And why do you think those dudes gave up all that money? You think he could have went out and did some other things? Why did he give up? What did he went from what was it, $7 million owed to like $750,000 for 2004? What was the numbers on that?
It was a little over $5 million down to $750,000.
Why did he do that, Tony? Why did he do it?
Say it again, Big Q. Say it again.
What was the player's name? Was it Thomas Davis or was it Charles Johnson? Which one gave up all that money?
So the question is, why did Charles Godfrey give up all that money? And
Yeah, Godfrey. Yeah.
I have a wonderful answer for this.
I want to hear it.
And I have the answer for Charles Godfrey, the whole situation. Very simple. Charles Godfrey was owed, and you can reference an article that I wrote on Carolina Cat Chronicles several months ago. I'm talking, actually, this might have been our first hit article ever, and it was Why Godfrey is Killing the Cap. And here's the idea, is that a pre-June 1st cut for Godfrey hurt the salary cap more than it helped, because he still owed a ton of guaranteed money. So here's what happens when it comes time to cut Charles Godfrey. Is you've got a guy that's owed over $5 million, and sure, you'll save money, but you have to go in and replace him. Godfrey took the cut because he took the pay cut, not the cut, because if he got cut from the Panthers, he has to go to a team. He's going to get his guaranteed money, yes. He's going to get paid, and he's still getting paid his guaranteed money. None of that happened. But here's the thing, is Godfrey gets a moment on a number 2 defense. He gets a chance on a roster that he is familiar with, where he can then go out and try to prove to the league that he has more in him and that he came out of an injury. Now, had he decided to not take the pay cut, he would have been cut, yes, and he would still gotten the same exact money, but then he would have gone to free agency trying to fight for a roster spot and coming off an injury, and you know what he would have gotten? The minimum. So
He
now,
would have gotten a prove-it contract.
Yeah.
right. So what Godfrey is trying to do now, he's trying to stay on a team that's got a strong defense. He took a pay cut, but in the hope he's not going to get signed by the Panthers again. He's gone after this year.
Right.
Right? But what he's trying to do is line himself up to show the NFL he's still a viable player, and then get money later on.
Exactly. He's taking his prove-it contract this year when he's got a great defense around him to help supplement his play to demonstrate that he can do it, so that when it comes time for him to switch teams, he's seen in a better light than he otherwise would have been.
That is very acceptable. Look, I commend you, Mr. Dunn. That was well played.
Being after midnight,
I mean, you could just clarify what he was. Yeah, I was just saying. I try to put him under the gun.
I won you over one time. Aaron, tell me how about this? Is the one thing we haven't talked about is fine. And look, my wife is actually trying to sew my daughter's dress in the background, and she's like, "Put your mic on mute. Put your mic on mute." So I'm going to let Aaron take over the conversation for a moment, and I want to ask you one single question, because Big Q is tired of me being upset.
Right. You didn't
So
come.
here, let's just say
Wow.
this: is Aaron said this. He said now he's part of the family, and now I'm going to cheer for him. Don't worry, I will cheer for him. I'm not going to cheer for him to do bad.
Right.
Aaron, take over and tell us how does this affect the rest of the Panthers draft? And I mute my mic. And Joey, help us out a little.
Right on. All right. Well, hey, conventional wisdom is going to say, hey, you got your receiver, right? You got Benjamin, you've got Cotchery, you've got Avant, and then you've got Underwood. You've also got McNutt and King,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to give those young guys some time. So we're probably not going to take another wide receiver, my guess, unless a big blue goose is sitting there, right? Like if Robinson's there at 60, I don't think you can pass him up, or Lattimore, I don't think you can pass him up. But otherwise, they're going to wait till later, maybe get somebody like Matt Hazel out of Coastal Carolina. Now you can focus on the offensive line and cornerback, and just take the best player at those two positions. So you got the big need of wide receiver out the way. I think we're kind of set there for now. So maybe Panther Nation will be right, and we get Jack Milhort at pick number 60. Right.
That wouldn't be bad.
That wouldn't be bad. Yeah.
Okay, Ken, get in there before you fall asleep because we're going to wrap it up pretty soon right here. And we need to know, what do you think that this does? Because we're not going to talk about David Gettleman anymore. Because he actually did the one thing that I'm mad about. He stole the conversation. Stole it, man. He made the whole conversation about him rather than this draft pick. So, Ken, tell us, what do we do to not make this? I don't like this idea of writing off the 2014 season as a How do you rebuild after 12-4? We should be going after it this year. So well, Ken said no. It was Big Q said 2015 was our year and all of this. Why can't we win it this year? Well, I can tell you one reason.
Yeah.
With our offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, several times, not tonight, but in the recent past, about us being the least explosive team in offense last year. Obviously, that's a place we need to fix, and getting a big receiver, even though he's not a game breaker, he's a guy that can, be that red zone guy. He's also that Anquan Bolden type who can go across the middle and take some shots, move the chains, that just, it just opens up more options when you've got a running quarterback too. So, when you've got 4, 5, 6 guys on the field, everybody can run and have some strength to them. That's that power running game. Short passes. I remember when Joe Montana was quarterback and the Niners were so successful, they were talking about those little flare passes, those short passes, that West Coast offense. It's just an extended handoff, more or less, And so, it's just you got a lot of things. You got a lot of moving parts here. You've got. I think he fits the scheme and the type of mentality that we want. So, there's some things there under the surface that you may not see it, at first glance, but when you think about it, the pick makes sense. Big, powerful, strong guy, capable of run blocking, which, isn't, a big deal on wide receivers, except on our teams. Yeah, Brandon LaFell was good at that. And I think that Kelvin Benjamin coming in is going to be at least as good a receiver as LaFell was. So in that respect, you're getting better. So the problem, though, is all the other teams in the conference, in the division, probably have gotten better quicker than we have from this past year to right now. And, you've also got the fact that nobody's ever repeated as division champion, so you got a lot working against you.
Right.
So just try to be realistic.
All right, Joe, get in there before I have a aneurysm.
Well, we know what the Panthers did this first round, and now we'll get to see where the rest of the direction of the draft is going to go. If we're addressing needs, we know it's going to be defense and offensive line with these next couple of picks. I think they're important because, even with Kelvin Benjamin, we still have an unproven. With Kelvin Benjamin, we have an unproven receiving core, save Jericho Cotchery.
Yeah, Cotchery is legit. Or
Yes, he is. He is.
Was.
You still
Where
got
do you go to school, Joe?
NC State.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I think he's legit. I think so. He's not a number one, so I think our focus needs to still be on running the ball. We'll throw the ball when we have to, but I think our first priority should be running the ball. That's going to help our offense overall, and at the same time help our defense. It'll keep them fresher if we're able to hold on to time of possession and keep the other team's defense on the field. I think that's where our focus should be. So, offensive line may be the next two picks. Maybe. Who knows?
One thing I really like about Benjamin is he says he really wants to be in Carolina. He's always dreamed of playing with Cam Newton. See him wearing a Carolina Panther hat previous to the draft. So, hey, you got to like a guy who wants to be here, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Definitely that.
That's true. Yeah.
Jason Levine, he is the man. Jason Levine, he's got
jeez.
it's a lot of balls, yeah. Jason Levine is a great receiver.
It's better than LaFell. He's better than LaFell.
Oh my
When you're a receiver and your name has "fell" in it, it's not good.
No, it's not. It's not. But you know what, though, Anthony? And I'm gonna say this, and I'm a balance because I'm tired of beating you up.
Better than LaFell. Yeah, Jason Avant. All right, so here.
So look, this is why 2014 is not the year. This is why, right? We gotta get out of this cap situation, right? We gotta get out of the cap situation. We got to, and next year we're free. Right?
How we got $9 million? I think now that we just cleared up Godfrey a little bit. How many? Like, what point?
The point is, you can't win a Super Bowl in the draft. You can't. Okay.
Right.
You're gonna need a combination of what you have, the draft, and free agency the following year, and you need money for that. Right. Which we don't have. Okay. So 2014, maybe we get some magic like we got, because I was just talking about Dave Gettleman, how he put together this beautiful squad. It was the players too. They decided to come together. They decided that they didn't want to lose, right?
Get Riverboat Con, too.
Right. So, like, you never know. We might get some magic like that, but I'm not banking on it, right? But at the same time, I think that we should go into 2014 with the mindset that we want to win. But if we fall a little short of the Super Bowl, I'm not going to be mad at the Panthers. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, okay. But here's the thing. You were 12-4 last year, and you're trying to tell me 2014 ain't the year. Like, when is the year? And look, we had a 29th ranked offense, so it's not like you can take everybody away except from Cam Newton.
Right.
Let Jordan Gross retire. Let all of them go. It can't get much damn worse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why can we not be better next year to a point? We didn't lose anything on defense. Yeah, we lost Mike Mitchell, but we made replacements. We upgraded with Antoine Cason. I think is an upgrade.
Yeah.
I think Harper is, I'm going to go ahead and say, I think Harper, because he hasn't followed us yet on Twitter, he is a liability. That is the very reason, because he hasn't done that. But I just don't, man, I think that, yes, I think we can make moves.
Because you know what, you made a valid point. They can do it. Look at the powerhouse NFC teams. Look at your Seattle Seahawks who just won the Super Bowl. Look at your San Francisco 49ers. Look at the Green Bay Packers, who was nowhere near as good as they normally are. The offensive ranking of those teams is pretty low compared to, the Tom Brady's and Joe Flacco's and Andy Dalton's and all those guys. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Well, Tampa Bay got an actual coach now too.
Yeah.
So maybe this is why I said this is a safe pick, and it's a safe pick because you know what is Benjamin, if he doesn't produce, then he's just terrible. Because if I was 6'5" and 240, I would be in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Of course you're going to produce. So that's why I think it's a safe. This is what Gettleman said, by the way. You can't, and I just see this at the real Andriculus, whatever that is, Andriculus. He says this. He says Gettleman on Kelvin Benjamin. You can't coach 6'5", 240. He's got a lot of upside, and he added that the Panthers vetted him carefully. So here, I think it's a safe pick, and here, I think another thing that should be pointed out is I think Gettleman, the one thing I will give Gettleman credit for, not the one thing, but he needs to be credited for how quick he made the pick.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real vote of confidence.
It is.
It's a vote of confidence in himself. It's a vote of confidence in Benjamin, and I like that. I like that idea of, because, if you change your mind in the last 3 minutes,
yeah,
you didn't really know what the hell you were doing anyway.
No.
I guess, but he didn't wait on a trade.
No.
I'd like to trade back and get Allen Robinson, early in the second round. But
I think he got his man. He got his man. You know what I mean? He went up there and got him.
That's right.
Oh, look at this. Edgar Salamango Jr. said that Benjamin failed 2 grades before high school.
All right. So, I mean, what can you say?
I'm not asking him to write a book.
Exactly.
Keyshawn wrote a book.
Keyshawn did write a book.
Just asking him to catch passes. That's it.
Right.
That's what I was saying, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting out of here, y'all, man. Look, it's been a blast, but I'm glad I was able to do the first round with you guys. But it's been
Appreciate it, Ken.
I think it's time to call it anyway.
Oh yeah.
It was a fun show, and everybody tune in to the Charlotte Sports Radio Talk in the morning. It should be very interesting.
Absolutely.
Oh man, it's going to be going crazy. So I'd like to thank every one of you for your time, and
thank all our callers that called in and contributed.
And thank you, Kelvin Benjamin. Don't worry, we'll love you, and we'll cheer for you, and
better do good.
He's gonna be dissected for the next 3 months.
Every time you catch a touchdown, Big Q will be the first person.
Oh yes.
Your
Twitter will tweet.
Fine, that's fine. All right, you guys. Good night.
All right, good night. Peace.
See everybody again.
I'm gonna send us out on that tune.
That's what he does. He's a wonderful person.
That's funny.
Man, he is an eagle.
He's an eagle.
And he catches the ball. Oh, Jason Avant. He's a wonderful catcher of balls. Oh, Jason Avant. He's so good at what he does. Yeah, Jason Avant. He says, I want to catch the ball. Yes, he does.